How he's going? Am I a few minutes late to my own show? How fucking wild am I? I was like chatting to the missus, and then I'm like, oh my goodness, I set my timer. It's fucking 6 o'clock, and I was late to my own show. And then I did the bolt. I bolted downstairs, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Walking down the stairs, and the possum, I'm dead setting ya. The possum jumps from one over the steps off the deck, bang, and I'm like, ah. Little bugger. He's having a heart attack. Can you believe it, mate? Thirsty Thursday. I don't even have a beer, and I didn't even organise any guests. I felt like shit today. No, only joking. Yesterday I felt like shit, eh? And I was like, we're getting a bit slow at my work. We're running out of work. G'day, deadbeat. Cheers, mate, for tuning in. I predict Dusty will start another stream and this one will never open. Nah, deadbeat. I'm starting to get my shit together, mate. You know what I mean? What's my favorite movie of all time? I reckon fucking Predator. Predator 1, that's a badass movie. Terminator 2, that's a badass movie. Braveheart's pretty good. I reckon Django's pretty good. I liked I reckon Rocky 1 for sure. You can't beat the classic old action movies, you know what I mean? Damn, the first Matrix was pretty good, and the first Blade was pretty good. I love a bit of like action heroes, sci-fi, all that shit, you know what I mean? What? The Predator was shot by an Aussie. Are you kidding me? Damn, I didn't even know that. That dude must be a legend, but Rocky 4 for me, yeah, fighting Ivan Drago. Damn, that was such a good movie. I remember being a kid in New Zealand and like watching that movie when Apollo Creed died, and I was like, I think actually I'm dead set. I'm telling you, twice when I was a kid, I remember like a little tear came down, and I was like, oh, I can't handle this. Too emotional. Apollo Creed dying, and when Terminator, when Arnie got dropped into the lava, Terminator 2, I was like, remind me of my dad. I used to think my dad was like the Terminator. Do you know what I mean? I was like, he's fucking awesome and tough. So, pretty funny. Damn, Dusty, how's it going, mate? Yeah, pretty good. Yesterday was shit. Had like my work slowing down. We got no work on the book, so we're going to be doing like maintenance, which sucks. So it's going to be pretty hard not to come home and drink a moonshine when it's slow, and it's just like, fuck. Do you ever think like, oh, this is what I reckon? I finished school in 2005. Been working for 14 years, like full time. Even when I was in school, my first job was in year 9, so probably 14. Got my first part-time job. In year 11 and 12, high school. Last 2 years of high school, I had 2 part-time jobs. But finishing school, I've worked. I've always been a workaholic, and when work slows down, it gives me the shits, and I'm like, I don't know if it makes me feel depressed, but it makes me feel bored, and I'm just like, fuck, it gives me the shits. But at least this YouTube channel, all you guys, and I know it's like silly, hey, like sometimes I'm lucky if I get 25 people watching it live, but at the end of the day, you guys give me something cool to do. I set up a Teespring store just then, so you'll be able to buy this shirt. You'll be able to buy this long sleeve and a t-shirt and a hoodie and a mug. That's what I'm going to have in my store. So I'll put the link in my YouTube channel, and you'll be able to probably after this, when I'm done here, I'll probably go and I'll put the link into my thing, and I'll start putting it in the description of my videos. So yeah, mate, how good's that? I was like, damn, big shout out to Revenge of the Sis and all that, because you know what? I think like 8 months ago, when I was doing all the interviews and going to all the rallies, right? And we were like this, we were going to all these rallies and I was getting all these interviews. My Facebook was getting massive amounts of views, like 5,000 views a video. And then bang, they kicked me off Facebook because I'm a Proud Boy. And like nothing was bad. I'm like interviewing Vietnamese people who hate communism and like Aboriginals who love Australia, and you know, guys who maybe I don't know everything about what other people think. I was learning. I'm learning process. But anyway, it was a kick to the guts, and then I started focusing on my YouTube channel. Well, the thing is, once I got booted off Facebook, I had to help my younger brother who needed spinal surgery, so I had to help raise money for his spinal surgery. And we got this wealthy family we know, and they were like, if you mow our lawn and look after our property, we'll help pay for his surgery. And I was like, sweet. So I was like, I sold myself into slavery for like 12 months because he had to get private health insurance. And then, you know, we had 12 months. He had 12 months before he could make a claim. So he had a broken back pretty much for fucking ages. And I sold myself into slavery to help save the money for him. And which it was a great opportunity. I'm so grateful for them people to give me the opportunity to help my brother. And it was more like I don't know, good enough way to, at least I didn't have to use my own money or most of my own money. I had to get a loan to pay for it. But he paid me back. Black Lungs, the legend. He's supposed to be moving in tonight. He was like, I'm not doing well, mate. He's living with my mum. He's like, can I move in? And I'm like, sure you can. As long as mum's not here all the fucking time. Does my head in. Even though she's real nice and all she does is bloody try to help me. My mum tries to do everything for me. Dead set. The other week, Black Lungs made me the shirt and I'm like, sweet, put it on. My mum was there at my house and she's like touching me. Oh, it's a really nice shirt. And she's doing my dishes and I'm like, she's fucking doing everything now. I'm like, oh man, I can't handle it. I'm super independent. I'm just like, can't do it. Hats, man. I wonder if I could get these hats. Teesprings didn't have the option of this particular hat, but maybe they do. I can have a look. And it'd be freaking this hat. I got this hat from it's called Uncle Rico, and they still sell this very hat. And yeah. Anyway, who else have we got in here? Bobbleheads. Yeah, my mate was saying about bobbleheads. I need to make Dusty Bogan bobbleheads. Random. Is that you, my mate, who I'm talking about? God bless you. Thanks so much, Christina. That's really nice of you. I'd buy a Dusty Bogan hat for sure, mate. I need to get the hats on there. At the moment in my Teespring store, you got long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, hoodies, and mugs. That's it. I might have a look at hats. Add a hat on there. And I got to try to. I think I can reduce the price because there's a certain amount of profit you can get on that. And I was like, they're a bit expensive. I need to I'll drop my profit so it's more affordable because like I'm a bit of a tight ass. You know what I mean? I'm a fucking tight ass. I like to drink I drink at the cheapest pub I can find for beer. And yeah. And I'm fucking, you know what I mean? I do my own homebrew. I try to DIY everything myself. I think to myself, like, what is going on in this world? Some people, I was even speaking to my other brother, and he was telling me about his phone bill and his insurance and all this. I'm like, have you rang them up? Have you rang them up to get a better deal? Nah. And I'm like, dude, I do it every year. Every year, once a year, I'm like, right. I'm going to fucking ring all these companies up and just be like, I'm fucking leaving you. I'm leaving and going to another company. And then they're like, shit. And they offer you a better deal. And you save a fuckload of money. And then you can, whatever, go on a fucking holiday. Save it in the bank. Whatever you want to do with it. Buy a still. Save your money and then buy a still. It'd be the best investment you've ever made in your life. Because, like, if you drink, if you drink like a bottle of bourbon a week and it's like $40, you buy a still and it'll cost you about $5 to build to create your own bottle of bourbon or rum or whatever you want. So it's a $35 a week saving. If the still costs you $800, it'd be cheaper than that. It will pay itself off in like 10 weeks, I reckon. So it's definitely worth doing. Anyway, this fucking show, this episode, this Thirsty Thursday episode, I'm just going to fucking jump right into it. Kmart. I think like a lot of my fans are from America. I'm sure you guys have Kmart. And this story's a shame because I fucking like Kmart. You know what I mean? Kmart, you're breaking my heart. I fucking used to love you, mate. And I think Big W's shutting down around here. It's similar to Kmart. It's like Target. I don't know what you Americans have. Not quite Walmart. I'm sure you have Kmart, whatever. So you get this crap, right? Kmart, ban on Christian words on system error. Have you ever been like, say, like, I've got photos, my wedding photos at home, upstairs, and they're like on a canvas, and you can go to Kmart, which is just like a normal store where you buy clothes and crap for your house, but you can go into Kmart, and there's like these booths, and you can go with your USB stick, upload your photos, and then you can like create your own artwork, your own canvases with your own bloody pictures, and then you can like add text on there. You know what I mean? Whatever you want. So these people have gone to Kmart and they've gone in to get photos, I don't know, from a honeymoon or wherever they're from, whatever they've done. They want some sweet pictures. And apparently they've tried to put in like scriptures or something about church or Jesus. And they're like, why isn't it working? Why won't it let me put that in? Why won't it let me put them texts in? And I think they've even tried to go like, so it's not letting me put in Jesus or church or Christianity. Is it letting me put in like Israel or Judaism or Moses? Apparently, it wouldn't let them put Christian or Jewish stuff in there. And then they tried to put in some like Allah, ISIS. You know what I mean? Muhammad. And it was just like, ding, ding, ding. Yay, you can put that in. LGBTQI. Hey, you could do anything else, but they wouldn't let them put in Christian stuff. So that's what's happened. And then like I think this is off the cuff from my memory. I could read it, you know what I mean, but whatever. Same fucking thing. What they were saying, they were like, "Oh, mate, it's actually just a system error." But like, I don't think that's the case, mate. I don't think that's the case. That seems a bit dodgy. I mean, there's two scenarios I believe that could have happened. They could have had some, the authoritarian left wing communist atheist friends who tend towards the radical authoritarian left. Maybe they had some radical authoritarian left wing. It could be a feminist or a vegan or LGBT extremist. Which I don't think I think the gays, the 1%, I think 0.001% of the gays are actually the ones that are militant. I think that's the problem. There's like minorities. They're like, look at all these minorities, identity politics groups. And then inside them little groups, which are only ever like 1%, 2%, there's like 0.001% in that group who are the nutcases. And then the bulk majority of left-wing people, they just virtue signal and bend over backwards for them. You know what I mean? And I think the bulk majority, it's like the bulk majority of Aboriginals I think Aboriginals, Muslims, gays, I think bulk majority are normal. Even though they are a minority, there's a super minority inside that identity group. And they are just like, they're the extreme and they're they're the ones that the left keep pandering to, and they keep going like, oh my goodness, we must submit our will to this minority because we won't be able to virtue signal if we don't. That's all it is. It's a big capitulation virtue signal to like show how wonderful I am. I think there's like a big guilt complex or something. Like I think the atheists who tend to the left, they have like a giant guilt complex in life. Maybe because the communists have just killed like over 100 million people. You know what I mean? They have to like it's all about self gratification for the atheist. So he's got to be like, oh no, someone won't be my friend. My emotions are hurt, and that's what it's all about. And everyone, and even the minority groups who are like, they're like, hang on a minute, we're not even offended. There's 100 of us and in the country, and only one dude is actually offended. It's not a big deal. And they're like, no. We can't listen to the 99 of you who are not offended in your minority group. It's that one guy. We need to fucking reinvent the wheel for you. What an epic. I think that's the case. I reckon that's the case. Do you reckon that's the case? I reckon that's the case. I'm jumping back in the comment section for a little bit. Mums feel responsible for a lot. When you grow up, they think they need to help you be an adult. It's just because she loves you. I know, and it's fucking annoying. It's annoying. I always just say, I'm like, it brings out the worst of me. Like, I have to confess that. Like, I think in the most part, I'm probably like, decent enough bloke. You know what I mean? If any of I know I like give a lot of shit to all these minorities. Like, I wind them up and joke around, stir the pot. But you know what? If I ever seen a bloody Muslim or a tranny fucking, I don't know, trip over, I'll fucking help them out, mate. And help them out. Of course I would. But I'd have to confess the thing that frustrates me the most in my life. I feel the stress levels rise up. That's when my mum's around, just constantly fucking cleaning shit, and I'm like, I've worked my ass off all day, just sit down and relax for a minute. You're stressing me out. My missus is like, you got a fucking problem. You need to go talk to someone. I'm like, fuck. How about I just push it down into the deepest, darkest hole of my life, right down into the basement, and just leave it be, like a normal person. Do you know what I mean? Where was I? I feel you, Dusty. Even if you save a couple bucks here and there, it all adds up. Bloody oath, mate. This is the trick. I was like, get this, my local Bottle-O, that's like your liquor store if you're American, where you buy your grog from. I was going up to the shop and I was like, going up to the Bottle-O, and I was like, that's my dream job. One day I'm going to be like, stuff it. I want to fulfill my dream to work on a Bottle-O, and I'll be like, hey, you going, mate? And be like, what are you doing? I'm just going to drink all this grog. And you'd be like, good on ya. Beep, beep. That's fucking however much it is. See you later. How good would that be? Everyone's got to be pretty happy going into the bottle shop for a bit of, tip a bit of grog down your neck. But don't be a binge drinker. I've been a binge drinker in the past. Doesn't always fucking, I don't know. It can make you depressed after a while if you're too much of an alcoholic. I definitely was for a while. Anyway, yeah, but what I was saying is the Bottle-O, the local Bottle-O, I went up there and they had like all these cartons of beer, and it was like, this beer, it was more than half price. And I'm like, what's wrong with that beer? I walked in there, I'm like, what is going on? Why is that beer so cheap? And he's like, it's about 6 months past the use by date, but it's still bloody good, mate. He's like, it's all I drink now. I'm like, are you serious? And I'm like, all right then. And I just loaded my ute up with 8 cartons. And then I went to work the next day. And I'm like, guys, they got cartons of beer for $20. And everyone, it was like because my workplace is like the UN. Every nation on earth is almost represented there. So I had like the whole UN follow me to the, all right, Dusty, we're following you. There was like a bloody motorcade of the UN. Everyone's following me, man. And I'm like, go in the bottle, like, how you going, mate? I got all my workmates. And it's just like, fucking everyone's loading their trunks full of cartons of beer. And I thought it was like, I want to cash in on this while I can. And guess what? But the bottle got some deal going with like a brewery in Germany. They like over brewed too much of this beer. Apparently I don't know, they couldn't sell it. And they were just sending bloody shipping containers of this beer over. And this bottle I was selling 120 cartons a day. I'm talking for 8 months. But anyway, the moral of the story is I was like, sweet, I'm just going to drink this cheap crap. It kind of tasted a bit like, I ended up putting lemons in there in the beer and it made it bloody way better. Anyway, that's when I was like, okay, the beer's super cheap. I'll save $20 a week on my beer, on my fucking beer. So I was like, okay. And then I put that money and I saved it until I had enough money to buy a still. I started brewing my own. And then it was like $5 or $4 for a fucking, to brew a litre. How laughing is that? That's how much of fucking tight ass I am. Anyway, I'll keep reading your comments for a second here. I should say who's saying it. I'll try anyway. How you going from New York City? G'day, mate. Nick Rodriguez. Random. Yep, that's me. I've found a place for around 50, but looking still. What are you talking about? Oh, is that for the bobberheads? Sweet. Imagine if I can get bobberheads going. I'd pay $50 just to get a bobberhead, so then it could like I can sit it up there and just have like my own little Dusty Bogan bobberhead thing. That'd be pretty fucking savage. You know what I mean? Where was I? I'll keep reading these comments. You guys are pretty lit. I got 24 of yous. That's pretty good, I reckon. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, for a Thirsty Thursday. Kmart around me has been abandoned for a decade now. Holy crap. I love Kmart, and they've dogged the Christians. Most of our Kmarts have been shut down because of Walmart. Oh, yeah, true. Walmart must be awesome. We have like, what's that new American shop they've opened? I don't know. I can't remember. Costco's. They've opened a Costco's in Ipswich. I think it's the first Costco's in Australia. And yeah, I need to go check it out. My mate went in there and they sold like pizzas, and they had like American pizzas, fucking huge, with like slices that are like that big, just like a giant fucking slice of pizza. Our pizzas are shit over here. They're tiny. Hey, Nightwave Radio. Thanks for tuning in, mate. I'll keep reading the comments for a second here. Yeah, where are we? You fucking made me lose it. There's plenty of lazy gays in real life, but so aggressive online. Yep. When my brother-in-law lived with me, and he came out gay. The gaydar was off the Richter scale. I knew he was gay, and everyone else was like, I was shocked that you were gay. And he came out, he's like, I've got something to tell you. I'm a homosexual. And I was like, no worries, mate, that's fine. Give me a hug. And then I went into the other room and I unfriended him off Facebook. I was like, this is going to be a disaster. And I unfriended him and everyone got burnt, but Dusty didn't, because I knew what was fucking up. Knew what was going to happen. Here we go, Nightwave. I'm supposed to do a hangout with this dude soon. Yeah, mate. Send me an email. I think it's your... When was I on your show? It was like your Friday afternoon. It was like your Friday afternoon, 5 o'clock. And I think I was halfway on your show. So that was my... After your Friday show, you could get on my show if you want. You legend. Nightwave Radio. Man, thanks so much. I'm so grateful for you guys helping me get new subs and heaps of subs. Because after Facebook kicked me off, I completely lost momentum and I had to work 2 jobs to raise money for my brother's broken back. So I was really not really doing much for a long time. And I was just an alcoholic because I was fucking working so much. Beer, moonshine's a good fucking painkiller. Anyway, here we go. And I'll have to get back into this. We adore you, man. Just keep being you, brother. You're a legend around our parts. Thanks so much. And you know what? You know what's awesome? I found that Count Cucula dude through Nightwave because you guys mentioned him, right? And he had that sweet, it's like the LGBTQI acronym song that he made this week. And I was like, it was so fucking good. I'm so glad that I found that dude. Gave like a mad shout out to him. Yeah, Cucula's the boss. Oh, and I made a Teesprings shop just then. So hopefully I can I'll add the fucking link into my YouTube channel somewhere. People can buy my shit like this one. Fucking Black Lungs, my brother got me the shirt last week. Anyway, let's read some fucking news because it is Thirsty Thursday and we got to fucking hook in. What crazy shit was I reading today? There's so much news. I keep saving articles that I'm reading at lunch. And holy shit. I just fucking keep saving heaps of them. Try find something that's funny. Here's one that's funny. Well, probably not funny. So this Sheila in Australia, she's made like a seatbelt. Have you seen like seatbelts? You put your seatbelt on, and there's like people have that nice cushion thing. It's like a Velcro thing that sits there, and she's made this thing for her own kid, and it says like, "I'm deaf. I have a ear implant." So she like made like little warning labels for her kids who are fucking in case she has a car accident or something bad happens, people know. And she's posted up on Facebook her own little design, her own thing. Apparently it's gone mental. Everyone's like, oh my God, I want to buy this. Which is kind of like fair enough. I mean, that's how like I think like our PC culture, our political correct culture, maybe there is like this instinctive thing where people are like, I just want to be nice. I just want to fucking have a perfect world. I know it's like it's almost impossible. This is the biggest pushback against the PC culture. It's like, it's just unrealistic. Give us a break. We don't have to be so fucking PC. But yeah, I think everyone's gone straight for these fucking little soft things that you Velcro onto your seatbelt, which is like essentially like a warning label for any kind of fucking disorder you have if you have a car accident. One of them, there was like the one with the implant, this kid's death, and there was another one that says, I have autism. I may resist help. Just like my shirt. Please be patient, I have autism. And I remember when I like seen this cartoon drawing, I think it was on Revenge of the Sis. One of my mates, actually a heap of Proud Boys watch Revenge of the Sis. One of them sent me this. They screenshot and they're like, hey, I think they're taking the piss out of you. And I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah, check it out. And I got the cartoon. And I was like, that's fucking awesome. Someone's made a cartoon of me. And then I was like, hey, babe, do I have autism? She's like, no, don't be a fucking idiot. And then a few weeks later, she was like, you don't have autism, but I do think you have ADD. I'm like, give me some Ritalin. I tried to get Ritalin off my doctor, and he wouldn't fucking give it to me. He's given me antidepressants and sleeping pills in the past. And then I was like, how about you give me, I think it's called Adderall or something. I think like people take it to like concentrate and shit. And I was like, yeah, I think I got ADD. I want to fucking get Adderall. or Ritalin or some shit. My doctor's like, he always says no. I mean, not all the time. He never gives me antibiotics, and he wouldn't give me Ritalin. The bastard. Nah, I kind of get on with him. He's all right. Ravi. Fucking. Here we go. Let me see this. I'll keep reading this. A simple idea from a mother concerned about her child's safety has become an overnight success. Victorian mother of 5, whatever her name is, posted photos online of a seatbelt cover she'd made showing her daughter's medical information information in the event of a crash. The post went viral. Within days, she had thousands of orders for covers from around the world. Holy damn, this Sheila is a fucking genius. She's cashing in on the fucking disabled kids. I should get my hat. Please be patient. I'm autistic, and just fucking. This one says, "Make Australia great again." This is my MAGA hat, the Australian version. And like these hats, you see in Australia, you see little kids wear these hats with the flap on the back, and they're all like running around. That's me. I'm still learning. It's like the fucking in Australia we put L plates on cars. It's like a big yellow L. Learner. I'm a fucking learner. I'm just learning. Stumbling in the fucking dark. Oh yeah, I've gotta read this shit to you, but I wonder if you're all I don't know if you've heard about this shit, but fucking they actually wrote a news article about me, right? Get this. Fucking what was it called? It was 3 news. I don't know. They're not new. They're newspapers, but it was only on the online thing. It'd be freaking awesome if it's actually in the newspaper. There was nothing on TV. But yeah, they wrote a big fucking hit piece about me, and who do I have? I had the Guardian, which is like so left wing. They're like fucking authoritarian to the max, like insane. The SBS, the article wasn't too bad. And there was some other fucking article. I don't even know the name of the third article. And I think like the spin wasn't too bad. Well, let's face it, it was fucking terrible. But that's what you get. And all we did, right? We have this politician, Bob Katter, who's up North Queensland. He has like a fucking, his electorate is like half the size of France. Like it's huge. And this dude, Bob Katter, we were at this event. We waited till the end. Bob Katter's there, and we were like, I had my megaphone, and I was like, "Hey, Bob Katter, say something into the megaphone." He's talking, and and we're like, "Say this," because if you see the footage, you don't know, but someone's like whispering in his ear, like a few things to say, and he does a tangent. But we kind of, in a way, we didn't trick him. We were just like encouraging him in a funny way to say the Proud Boys pledge. You know what I mean? He didn't know what he was doing. He was just having fun. We just gave him the microphone. He's having fun. He's a freaking top bloke of a politician. And anyway, this newspaper article's like, Bob Katter swears allegiance to far-right group, which is, and it's so fucking stupid that the SBS, the article they have the video, and it's me, Bob Katter, and my mate who's actually Fijian. So it's like they're calling us a radical right wing, even though one of our guys is black who's standing next to them. That's how fucking stupid the mainstream media is. You know what I mean? But yeah, where are the fucking? I'll get back in the comment section because I don't know. I did a huge. When was it? I think it was Tuesday night. I devoted a whole hour and a half just like rambling and raving about this article. And the craziest thing about this article they wrote about me, right? The worst was the Guardian. And what they said, they were like, Bob Katter. They're like, the man who posted this on his YouTube channel is Ben Shand, the Dusty Bogan. And then they go, Dusty has also interviewed a man named Blair Cottrell, who's a right-wing extremist. And then they say, whatever the cunt's name is who shot up that mosque in New Zealand, they're like, Brendan, whatever his name is, the terrorist, the terrorist from New Zealand, said Blair something positive about Blair. So like the insanity of this Guardian article, they're tying me and Bob, which was literally like, we went for beers, we went to this coalition of marriage thing at South Bank in the city, big rally thing. We were having beers, we're half pissed, we were enjoying the show, and at the end of it, we're like, ha ha ha, with a megaphone. Turns 2 years later, this is 2 years ago, turns into an article somehow tying Bob Catter and myself, and in the same fucking article talking about the nutcase terrorists in New Zealand. You think to yourself, that's insanity. That's insane. How the fucking left-wing journalists like come up with that? And it's pretty fucking dangerous because people could be like, now we know this cunt's name and we're going to track down where he lives because this guy's got fucking interviewing Blair Cottrell and like, you know what I mean? The big fucking, they've gone from, it's a huge stretch. It's a huge stretch, the shit that they come up with. I don't give a fuck. If any cunt knocks on my door and they're a dickhead, they're getting an arrow through their chest. Just so you know. I'll keep reading some of your articles, your fucking messages. I don't like being a jerk, but being nice helped us get where we are current culturally. I guess so. You know the golden rule. I like the golden rule. It was like this. I went to this rally, the first rally I ever went to, and I did a speech. I was like, I kind of said, like, when you migrate people to Western culture, into a Western nation, it's a democracy. And that person gets the ability, the rights to vote. So they're going to vote according to their culture or the way that they get their value system, right? And I was like, the good thing about Christians, I think Christians, atheists, Buddhists, Hindus, I actually just said Christians and atheists, but I think like we all get our value system, and it's that simple thing Jesus said, the golden rule: treat people how you would like to be treated. I think it's called the golden rule, and I think Confucius and Socrates said the same thing. Seems to make sense, and I think atheists, that's an actual, if you know, this is the thing, this is why it makes sense. Treat people how you'd like to be treated. This is how I explain it. It's like, bang, fuck, that hurt. So once I know you're conscious, of self, you know what hurts you, fuck, that hurt. Oh, I didn't like that. I wouldn't do that to someone else. Simple. So you can logically come to that conclusion. That's a rational morality right there. That's what Jesus said. And I think that's what Western culture, I think that's where we've like corrected. That's where we've like been able to self-critique. I think the British, even the Americans, it's like they ended slavery. See, no one was pointing a gun at them like, you need to fucking end slavery. They were like, they self-critiqued. They were like, maybe this isn't right. Maybe, I want to treat people how I want to be treated. And they were like, this isn't the best thing. This isn't good. I wouldn't like this done to me. So that common, simplistic reasonable way to come up with morality kicks in, and we self-critique. Thank God for Socrates and Jesus and the people who said that. Even Confucius said it, so it's kind of brilliant, I think. He lives Jesus. He's works a lot for a dude nobody watches. Is that Count Cucula? I know. I think that's what you're talking about. He's probably talking about me too. I don't know. Let me see. Bob Catter plays Jesus, strikes back on PC. He's based. Are you kidding me? Bob Catter plays fucking. Okay, I don't know what this is. I don't know. I'm getting fucking lost here. Anyway, I reckon Count Cucula. I was like, holy shit! I watched Count Cucula's video. That was like the LGBT acronym song. And then I was like, checked how many subs he had. He only had 1,400 subs. And I was like, what the fuck? This dude has put so much work into that. And it was like amazing. I think everyone should see that video. And I'm thinking, like, how the fuck do I have more subs than that dude? I just sit here half pissed or like fucking half just fucked most of the time. Rambling, reading the fucking news. Count Cucula is great. This whole community is great. Bloody oath. I think you guys are brilliant. Thanks heaps. And I know most of yous came from Revenge of the Sith, so like thanks so much, dude. It's been like a good little it's been like a good little bit of momentum, do you know what I mean? To be like, oh yeah, sweet. Maybe I'm doing something right. And like, yeah, once I got onto it's like a funny thing. Someone almost got 1,000 subs, and I'm like, okay, sweet. Apparently, you can do fucking super chats. What's that? You can go live. And then a mate emailed me, and he's like, "Oi, we should do a Hangouts or something." So I went on to what's it called, YouTube Studio, and then it's like I couldn't actually do lives on my YouTube until I went onto YouTube Studio for the first time after actually having a YouTube channel for ages. And then it allowed me to do lives because I don't know, registered my account or some shit. And since I've been able to do lives, I reckon it's been fucking awesome. It's probably like helped me do rants better because I'm like conscious that people are watching it and I can interact in the comment section instead of being like some weird Marlin who sits there like a weirdo. Anyway, I'm fucking ranting and rambling now. What other fucking based news articles are there? Here's some stupid shit going on in Australia right now. I think America, you guys would have the organization called PETA. It's like some fucking vegan organization, you know, where they're like, oh, precious animals. Here we go. Let's read this. Anti-wool activists from PETA staged disturbing protests with bloody lambs in Sydney city centre. Well, there you fucking go. What a bunch of Marlins. I reckon I'm going hunting in 3 weeks' time, and I haven't even put my holiday pay in. Going hunting for a long weekend, and it's going to be fucking sick. The cool thing about, I mean, where we go hunting, we're just hunting pests. So we're hunting introduced species. They're not non-natives, and it's like a good thing for the environment to fucking kill these animals. But the farm itself, the dude, he's like, he does like, he sells beef to like really nice restaurants. So it's like high quality, kind of like Wagyu beef steaks. And these fucking cows, they live, it's like a cow resort. Like they're living the fucking absolute dream, man. All the animals on this farm, I'm like, geez, they just sit around chilling out. They got water and food all the time. They got wide open spaces. It's beautiful. They got like nice shelters they can go and fucking chill out in if it gets too sunny and whatever. I'm like, fuck, these lucky bastards. And then they get fucking put down like humanely. How good's that? But yeah, I reckon a lot of Australian farms are that like that. I wonder if these people will ever protest about halal slaughter. Or they're too fucking PC. They're like, well, we want to condemn everyone and make them feel bad about wearing wool and drinking milk and eating eggs and fucking eating meat. But yeah, we're not interested in annoying the Muslims because we're fucking inconsistent. We don't have any consistency or backbone. It's actually just a virtue signal. That's all it's about. And I reckon all these weird like vegan and fucking environmental protests, or any dude at any of these protests with like left-wing protests, I reckon they're secretly there just to bang the fucking feminist bitches. You know what I mean? It's all a lie, sweetheart. When you're there and you're protesting, you're like, we should kill every baby on the planet. We should abort 9-month fucking full-term abortion. Whatever you're fucking protesting. whatever the fucking hair dye has seeped into the skull and started to rot your brain, whatever the stupidity, whatever, you generally, I always say this, that militant atheist, and they're just gone full fuck virtue signal weirdo. They're trying to justify their existence, you know what I mean? They have to invent some kind of fucking culture. They have to invent some reason to exist so that they choose the PC virtue signal. That's all it is. They choose the PC culture, the victim mentality, PC culture. So they virtue signal to everyone and they pat each other on the back and they feel good about their own existence. But yeah, I'm sorry, honey. All the blokes there, they're just fucking lying to you. They will slam a fucking steak sandwich in 2 minutes as soon as you turn your fucking back. They're just trying to get in your pants. Sorry to fucking break the ice to your love. Anyway, 2 feminist protests from Peter. I fucking don't even want to see it. Okay. We're in the city. They held up signs reading "Sheep suffer ditch wool," and sheep kicked and beaten for wool as they urge shoppers at Pitt Street Mall not to buy wool this winter. Jeez, get over yourselves, mate. It's a horrific sight, the photo of these people. I'd love to see them. I'd love to see these guys and then like go up and be like, hey, yeah. I bet you they're like students who are doing like arts degrees. And then, see, this is why they protest. Then they love communism because they go to university, these weird people. I think what happens is they go to uni, they choose a degree that never will have a real job. It's like they do like an arts degree. That it's not like a nursing degree or a teaching degree or criminology or engineering or something that's useful, right? Fucking accounting. No, they choose an arts degree that really just gets them nothing. They choose some fucking weird degree that like psychology. I want to be a psychiatrist, a psychologist. I don't know how many jobs in that field actually exist. Every one of my friends who have a psychiatry degree or doctorate in it, they never seem to actually work in the field. So what I think happens is they sign up to university, they sign up for that degree, and then they're like, shit, there's no actual jobs in the field I've chosen. So then they start crying for communism and left-wing fucking handouts. That's what I reckon. What other amazing articles have I got to read? Holy shit. Here we go. US sends 1,000 troops to Poland. I wonder fucking why. The Polish are based as fuck. Hopefully it's like hopefully the Yanks send troops to Poland and then Poland's like, we're leaving the European Union. We're out. America's saying that they're going to help us. So, you know what I mean? That would give them like, because I guess Poland's like right there. If they left the European Union, and then all these weirdos would be like, heaps of weirdos probably want to remain in it. So if they left, but they'll be like, crap, now we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. You got Mother Russia and bloody the Soviet Union of European Union, the Soviet European Union, and Mother Russia on your bloody east. You know what I mean? So they'll be like, crap, what are we going to do? Trump, send us fucking heaps of troops. Lock this shit down. Anyway, I'll read this article. The US deploys 1,000 more troops to Poland. President Trump has said during a press conference with Poland President, not going to pronounce his name, President Trump said the force would be taken from America's 52,000 strong contingent in Germany and include drones and other military hardware. I reckon America should be like, you know what? We're going to move our military operation to Poland. Get it? Fuck Germany. They've done a shit job with our open borders and all that bullshit. Be like, hey, Poland, we'll put all of our military assets in your beautiful nation. And how about you leave the European Union? We'll look after you. We'll make sure you have no dramas from either of these freaking communists, essentially. He fell short, however, of committing to a permanent US base in the country. Wow, let's keep praying for Trump's freaking. It's like remember the episode of The Simpsons with, is it Sting? Fuck, I think that's his name. And then Homer gets his wig, his hat, his hair. You wonder where whose fucking hair Trump's wearing. Some base dude. No, anyway, that's just a wild tangent. Anyway, it comes after offers from Warsaw to spend $2 billion on building a base. Wow, they should really have taken that offer, man. That would have been a good one. A $2 billion fucking military base for you to set up shop in. The base may be called Fort Trump President. Oh, so they are building it. Sweet. Fort Trump President, whatever his name is, during the visit to the White House, said on Wednesday. President Trump said America is very interested in the idea, but was reluctant to commit to a permanent facility, something that would likely prompt a response by Russia. Fair enough. I'm sure fucking Trumpy gets on with Putin all right. Best mates, you know what I mean? I'm going to scroll all the way up here because I swear I had some really freaking funny articles that I wanted to read. I just saved so many. Get this shit, but I couldn't believe this article I was reading. Aussie cars, to own a car in Sydney, they're saying cost average of $14,000 a year. Oh my goodness. Recent research from comparison website has shown that the average CBD worker who drives to the office spends $14,000 a year. A study used based on Toyota Corolla priced from about $26,000 and worked out the yearly repayments, insurance, registration, servicing, and roadside assistance costs. So a Toyota Corolla is pretty much just like a 4-cylinder shitbox. I know they're a pretty nice car anyway. Like you wouldn't complain, but 20. So it's going to cost you 14 grand a year to run the bloody thing, which is like more than half of the cost of the car. But at least you're paying it off, so whatever. I thought that was fucking shocking. I've been driving. I got this sweet old Ute, and it just won't die. It's got 400,000 kilometers over. It's got 415,000 kilometers on the clock, and it just won't die. It keeps going. Even my mechanic, he's like, "When are you gonna get rid of this piece of shit?" And I'm like, "Why don't you shut the fuck up and just fix it?" No, I don't speak to him like that. He's actually right. But yeah, so here we fucking go. Here's another one I was reading, and then I'll jump back in the comment section for a bit. Here you fucking go. Would you believe this? Facial recognition smart glasses could make public surveillance discreet and ambiguous. So they got these awesome fucking sweet smart glasses that people are wearing that will fucking give you facial recognition when you walk past someone. That's Joe Blow. There he is. Holy shit, that's Dusty Bogan. Pretty fucking wild. Who bloody knows? That'd be kind of cool, like in the future when there's like shit going on, you can have your glasses on, just record. I guess no one will try to fucking. You'd be like watching everything you do. You'd be like, you can't fucking joke anymore, boys, because everyone's filming your shit. Because people can't take a joke anymore these days. You know what I mean? You can't joke around, be a larrikin. Well, you can, and we're pushing back on that bullshit. But you know what? There's so many fucking bleeding hearts out there. They just walk around, just keep being you, but carry like a little pocket full of like fucking tissues and be like, here you go, sweetheart. Here you go, mate. Wipe your precious tears away. Anyway, this NNTC fucking glasses boast that its facial recognition algorithms are in the top 3 for accuracy in the US government's face recognition vendor test, able to detect up to 15 faces per second and capable of identifying an individual in less than a second. That being said, the performance of these algorithms always varies in the wild, and the fake video demo below definitely shouldn't be seen as a reflection of the real world performance. Anyway, imagine if you were like pissed, or you're like, like always, meet new people and you're like, hey, yeah, mate. And then they tell you your name and then you're like, fuck, I forgot. And you're like at the pub or whatever. You'd have these glasses on, then you'd just be like, yeah, mate. Be like, their name. It would maybe it's going to make us more retarded. You know what I mean? Be like, fuck it. You tend to, if easier things get, you just get more lazy in a way. You know what I mean? Like I do know I know my number. But some people, they don't even know their own number. I've heard of people who, with PayPass with your card, and it's like you don't have to put the PIN anymore. You just go beep beep. I've heard of people go, fuck, forgot my PIN, because they haven't used it for so long. You know what I mean? So what's going to happen with these glasses? We're all going to be like, I'll be like, look at myself in the mirror, dusty bag. I'll be like, that's right. Just forgot who I fucking was. Such a fucking alcoholic. You know what I mean? This is the fucking future. Hopefully, hopefully we strap them on all the lefties' heads and it just disintegrates their IQ even lower. You know what I mean? Did you watch wrestling, Dusty, from Nightwave? Nah, I've been missing it, But I've been watching. I've been trying to follow that AWE, All Elite Wrestling, with Cody Rhodes and shit. That's gonna be fucking awesome. I need to get back into it. I mean, in Australia, it's like if you want to watch Raw and SmackDown, you have to have Foxtel, which is like cable TV, whatever. And there's no fucking. That's the only way to get it, and it's such a rip-off getting cable TV. I used to have it. That's how I got red pilled, because I was watching Fox News with fucking Hannity and Bill O'Reilly, but I reckon the best of all was Stossel. I think it's Stossel, the libertarian dude. You'd be like, how is anything supposed to work in this nation? Here are the regulations to sell lemonade on your street. It's like fucking pile of textbooks. I'm like, we're destroying our economy with red tape and taxation. I was like, The fucking red pill just woke me up. And then I was finding, if I have Foxtel, if I have cable TV, I'm like, my life's over. I'm just like this, scrolling through. I'm just fucking flicking through the channels, and I'm watching. Of course, I'll be watching the wrestling, drooling, watching Vince McMahon fire someone, screaming in someone's face. I fucking love the wrestling. Wrestling is pure Americana, and I always say to my missus, I'm like, I fulfilled all the dreams of my heart, babe. The only one left is I want to be a pro wrestler. And then we've been talking about creating our own wrestling company. This channel could slowly evolve into our own wrestling company. Who knows? And then I'll make my way. If I ever went to America, if I had the opportunity to live in America, I'm going to wrestling school. I'm going to learn how to get fucking slammed through a table and then just that didn't even fucking hurt. But yeah, I had a notification from, the fucking, what's it called? The WWE Network, $9.99 a month. And it's so fucking good. I always watch WrestleMania, but never miss WrestleMania. And then I do the dodgy. I'm like, I sign up for fucking WWE Network and I just get it for 1 month and I watch WrestleMania. But I hear fucking, and here's the fucking bullshit thing, right? When the wrestling came to Australia this year, they came to Melbourne and they were like, it's The Undertaker's last match ever, and then he's retiring. Well, fuck. Didn't he just fight Goldberg in the last bloody pay-per-view that WWE had? And that gives me the shits. They fucking lied to us. And I was so close. I was so close to going down to Melbourne even my missus loves The Undertaker. Like, she's pretty cool. She likes watching good action movies and the wrestling and all this shit. I'm like, oh, I fucking hit the jackpot. Dusty. You know what I mean? Revenge of the Cis fellas turned me on to Dusty. Thanks fucking so much. Revenge of the Cis. You could buy monthly stream plans for WWE, right? Yeah, you can buy the pay-per-view one, but not the you don't get Raw and SmackDown, so you miss out. I was watching Wrestling Reality. That's like a YouTube, it cuts it up and gives you all the shorts and stuff. Hasn't wrestling gone full blown SJW? I don't know. Has it? Like, I know they're like big on like women competing. Do you know what I mean? That like, we want women division to grow. And the thing is, like, look, I was thinking like, oh, this is gonna be fucking terrible. But I think like the women's division is probably like not too bad, and it's probably like good for what they've done with the women's division and like Divas. There's like a TV show called Divas on WWE Network. It's good because my missus like gets hooked. She's like, oh, I want to watch the Divas. She's watching the Divas show, you know, and they're all fucking glammed up and all this shit. And then she's like, I'm really keen to watch the wrestling. So it gets her addicted and it gets her off the bloke's back. So it could be like backfiring. Maybe it's backfiring. They try to be PC and all the feminists are like, good, we're undermining toxic masculinity. But really, it's probably just going to get all these women off the dude's back when they're like, I need to watch fucking Raw. It's like a 4-hour show. You know what I mean? AWE has a trans woman wrestler. Are you fucking joking me? I'm going to become a wrestler and bash that bitch. Or is she just super muscly and she'd just fuck me up? I bet you heaps of people would pay to watch me fight that tranny bitch. Yeah, mate, I've been to America. I loved America. I had such a fucking fun time. When I went to America, the first thing we did, we got off at LAX and like, yeah, we're driving on the other side of the road for me. So I'm like, holy fuck. And when we flew to America, we went to Korea, to Seoul. It was like 12 hours. And then it was 12 hours again to fucking LA. So I'm like, I've been awake for 24 hours. And I jump in this fucking 4-wheel-drive Dodge thing, hire car. I'm driving on the other side of the road. And then I'm like, it must have been like a full ghetto shithole area. And it was just all black people and poor black people and shit. And we went to this. I was like, holy fuck, Popeye's chicken. I remember that shop from. Do you remember the movie Little Nicky with Adam Sandler? I was like, fuck, Popeye's chicken. We got to stop here. I'm getting food. Pull up. We must have been the only white people in this whole fucking suburb. And as soon as you walk up, some black crackhead opens the door. I'm like, hey, going, Dusty boat. Nah. And we walk in, and it's all like bulletproof glass, and you like had to like speak, and they're like, how you going? I just want fucking 6 pieces of chicken, please, and a large chips and a Coke. I think I had a Dr. Pepper. I was fucking loving the Dr. Pepper. We don't have enough of Dr. Pepper in fucking Australia. And yeah, some black crackhead opened the door for me. I think I gave him $1. Here's a fucking $1. He's like, ooh. And I think because I gave the crackhead $1 for opening my door, the people in the Popeye's chicken, they weren't happy. They were like, don't give the crackheads money. Anyway, I'm like, hey, go on, give me the chicken. And you had to like, it was like going to a bank, like a fucking, we don't even have, our banks aren't even built like that. You had to like speak into the thing, give the order behind the glass. You had to slide the money underneath the thing. And then when she bought the food out, she had to like open this fucking glass door, put the food in, shut the door, lock it, and then I could open my food. And I'm like, I bet you this place seems like this is fucking probably a really dangerous area to have all this fucking shit happen around here. So yeah, like full on, man. But it was so much fun. We had so much fun. Another good story, one I could tell you, in LA, we like somehow accidentally got let into Fergie. You know Fergie from the Black Eyed Peas? We accidentally got let into her birthday in this VIP section. It was like, the room was probably like 10 by 10 meters, like a private bar. We got let into a birthday and I met Josh, Jamal, and Fergie. And then, yeah. And like the thing is, and then I'm like, holy fuck, yeah, that's Fergie and Josh Jamal. I'm talking to them, like, hey, young. Josh is like, what the fuck? What do you do? Who are you? I'm like, oh, I'm Ben. He's like, okay, what do you do? I'm like, I'm a concreter. He's like, how'd you get in here? I'm like, I just walked in here. I was like, I thought this club was like really small. And then I'm like, holy fuck, there's Fergie and Josh Jamal. And then Fergie stood up, walked over to me, and she's like, hey, I'm like, hey, Fergie. And then I looked over to my wife, and my wife's like drunk as. She's like, don't leave me for Fergie. I was like, oh shit. And I'm like, alrighty, see you, Fergie. And I was like, she tried to, peck me, and I was like, oh, bitch. Not like that. And then I should have like tried to headbutt Josh Jamale. I would have been famous forever. But I didn't. And then I was like, gotta take a slash. Went out to the toilet, took a piss, and then I went to come back in, right? And there's like this big security guard. I'm like, hey, go, mate. And he's like, you can't come in here. I'm like, what do you mean, dude? I'm like, I came from in there. He's like, no, you didn't. I'm like, yeah, I did, man. Fergie and Josh Jamal are in there. That's the dude from Transformers, if you don't know. I didn't know who he was either. And then I did know who he was. Once the girls were like, oh my God. And showed me a photo and all this. And he's like, nah, mate, you didn't come in. You didn't come from in there. I'm like, yeah, dude, Josh, Jamal, and Fergie are in there. And he's like, yeah, so what? And I'm like, dude, my missus and my friends are in there. I don't know where I am. I've got my passport on me, and like, I'm going to be fucking stranded in this city. I have no idea what the fuck's going on. Like, I need them. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm maggot. He's like, all right, I'll come with you. And then we came in, and my missus was in there. She was so maggot, and they're like, you guys have to leave. I was like, fuck. See you, Fergie, see you, Josh Jamal. His brother, I think Josh Jamal's brother, right? He came up because it was such a small little nightclub. We're sitting there. Josh Jamal's Ange had gone to the bathroom or something, or gone to get a drink. Josh Jamal's brother came up and he put his drink down right in front of me on my table. I'm like, what are you doing, mate? I'm like, my wife's sitting there. What the fuck are you doing putting your drink on my table? And he was like, what the fuck? And that's why I think Josh Jamal was like, who the fuck are you? Because I wasn't being a dick to his brother. His brother was being a dickhead. He was trying to reclaim, because it was like a fucking booth. We'd claimed like a full booth. And obviously Josh and Fergie had their fucking friends who were trying to. Anyway, you can't write this shit up, eh? We have like, I reckon I have like extreme favor sometimes, and sometimes things just happen like amazingly. And it just works out. Being coolest story if you're. Hang on, my phone fucking about to die. Been a coolest story if Fergie fought for your hand in marriage, yeah. Oh, if your wife and Fergie, yeah, that would have been fucking funny. Great story. I'm glad I get to fucking tell that story, because like, when my last church was in a real poor area, and then when I'm like going on holidays and shit, I've always felt bad telling. I don't want to tell stories about being on holiday, living up while everyone's just fucking doesn't even have a job. So I didn't tell people like these mad stories. I was like, I don't want to say how much fun we had. But I was like, I don't want to be a dick at the same time. Do you know what I mean? So it's cool to talk about it. We were eating some pizza place, right? And this dude, I'm like, hey, dude, you look like fucking Adam Sandler. I'm like, are you a Jew? He's like, yeah, I'm a Jew. Adam Sandler's my cousin. He's like, we're mates. And I'm like, that's so funny because you look exactly like him. I was like, yeah, dude. And I'm like, I think he was the first Jew I've ever met in my life. And I was like, that's sick, dude. No, he wasn't. Wasn't the first Jew I've ever met in my life. Third Jew I've ever met. But I was like, I was like, oh, God bless you, dude. I'm a Christian. I'm like, so you're actually a Jew? You're actually descended from Abraham? He's like, yep. I'm like, that's fucking sick. And then he started shouting us drinks. We had free drinks and food all night. And then he was like, you should go to this club after, right? And then that's when we got into Fergie and Josh Jamal's private fucking birthday function room. And I'm thinking, I reckon it had something to do with the Jewish dude because he told us to go there. And he told us to like send photos into the fucking security. So I reckon that's why they put us in there in that mad room. So thanks, old mate. If I ever go back to LA, I'm going to hit up your pizza joint again. Get this shit. How based is the Filipino prime minister? He's such a fucking legend. Philippines slams intrusion by UN panel. The Philippines government has slammed United Nations human rights expert for unpardonable intrusion after a call for an international investigation into killings linked to President Rodrigo's whatever his name war on drugs. This dude's full based. My mate from work, who's a Filipino, right? He's so passionate about this president of the Philippines. He's like, he is such a good man. The people love him. And I swear, man, one time he was like going on about the drugs and how this president's killing these drug dealers. And this Filipino mate of mine, he was like getting teary. He was getting emotional. That's how much he was like had so much respect for this guy. I was like, that's fucking sick. And I always, there's any news about this guy, I'm always like, oi, did you hear about this? And he goes, we got some real base dudes, like some Indians, and they loved our prime minister from India too. He's like, they got a pretty sick prime minister. And yeah, got a good mix there. Anyway, experts yesterday urged the UN Human Rights Council, whose 49 members say, who gives a fuck? We don't even care, mate. All we care about is this freaking Filipino prime minister who's a freaking absolute legend. I think he actually cares about his people, not letting these like fucking drug addicts just take over his body. Drug dealers take over this fucking nation. Do you know what I mean? And then when that's the thing about drugs. Once there's that much drugs coming in, that's all this tax-free money, all this cash. It's just cash. What are they going to do with it? It's not like you can buy a house with it. But what they do is they use that money create corruption. They start paying people off. You know what I mean? So if you get rid of the fucking drugs, then the money dries up and then the corruption will drop. That's a little tip for you. What else? I'll get this shit. I'll jump in the comments section and I'll read one last article. 22 of yous, thanks for fucking tuning in still. Yeah, Dusty was in the hood. I was in the hood, man. And like the thing is, I think like there's like, I don't know, because all my church mates, a lot of them are like African. So like, you know, I'm always just like, oh, God bless you, brother. The Africans are always Christian. So you're just like, hey, bro, God bless you. Bangs. And they're always nice to you. So just be like that, man. I think like I never had any troubles. I was always around a heap of African fucking crackheads when I was in America, and they always were like fine as to me, eh? But yeah, forgot where I was going with that. Here we go. I'm Ben, I'm a concreter. Yeah, mate, that's what I said to him. Dusty is the realest bogan. What about if you look at my interviews, my old ass interviews that I did, and like I scored interviews with like pretty fucking high profile politicians and shit somehow, just like going up. But I would wear like a nice button up shirt and pretend to be like respectful. Hey, mate, be like this. I just cut my own hair this afternoon. I'm such a fucking tight ass. I've cut my own hair for like, I think I've cut my own hair for 12 years. The last barber who cut my hair, I was like, fuck yeah. Made it like too neat, and I like to be a bit scruffy. But anyway, what was I saying? I'd go up to him, wear a nice button-up shirt, Be like, how you going, mate? We want to do an interview. And then and he's like, yeah, just about to start the interview. Bang, the hat goes on. They're like, what the fuck have I got myself into? And they realise that I'm half pissed. Start talking. They're like, this guy's fucking half cut. There you go. I cut my own hair too. Fucking oath, man. I reckon most dudes, you should cut your own hair if you're a bloke. It's like $30 to cut your hair in Australia, I reckon. Oh, you can get cheap haircuts for like 10 or 15. But nah, stuff that. I bought clippers, like real fucking sick clippers. They were like half price. It was some sale, some fucking clipper shop where they sell hair barber shit. And I was like, yep, what's your most high powered, best quality ones? And they were like, these ones, 50% sale. I was like, Pshing. And they freaking, I swear to God, these things could cut your grass. They're that powerful. What's your opinion on the Lauren Southern story? Didn't the story go like, didn't the story go something like that Kalen dude? Isn't there like some spin where they're like, that Kalen dude was ripping people off and they reckon, I don't know. I didn't even follow that. But I know that Kalen dude, I actually bumped into that Kalen dude when there was Lauren Sutherland and Stefan Molyneux when they came to town. I think if you watch that video, it's the video I've got, and it's like Antifa, Lauren Sutherland, Stefan Molyneux in Antifa, whatever, protest the event. It's got like 4,600 views. My most viewed video on this YouTube channel. If you watch the whole thing, near the end, when we finally make our way into the auditorium, that Kalen dude, he's actually there. And I'm like, oi, Kalen. And I turn the camera and I think you just see him for a second. And I'm like, hey, mate, how you doing? Fucking what are you doing? He's like, shh, no one should know I'm here. I was like, fuck. So it's true. If there's some connection between Lauren Southern and that Kalen dude, man, I got video footage that he was at the Australian tour anyway. Haha. It's 2:17 a.m. here in Antifa Stronghold, Portland, Oregon, where I live. Holy shit, bro. Thanks for tuning in at fucking 2 a.m. in the morning. Are you like a shift worker or you just like some legend? Man, are you in the Proud Boys? Surely you'd be in the Proud Boys. There's like fucking 10 Proud Boys chapters in Oregon or around Portland. But yeah. Yeah, I cut mine too. You save a lot of scratch. Damn straight you do, man. All the money you save cutting your hair. Here's some tips for you. Go buy some decent cutters. Start cutting your own hair. And then go buy a still. Them two things, you're going to save so much fucking money. And just embrace being a bogan. Embrace being like, if we all embrace like, yes, DIY doing it yourself, I reckon like it's so important. You kind of feel good about it. Take a bit of self pride in doing it yourself, and you're like, yes. Don't get suckered into keeping up with the Joneses and all that. It's just a fucking lie. Anyway, I will read this last article and then I'm gonna hit the road, Joe. 7:20. When did I start this? Didn't I start? It was 6 o'clock, so almost an hour and a half. Get this shit. This is pretty fucking larrikinism. This is some good Aussie story. 60 sharks and 60 surfers, but no one budging. Authorities have expressed concern following the refusal of surfers to return to the shore despite repeated warnings there were up to 60 bull sharks feeding nearby. The encounter took place yesterday. I think this article's about a week old. At Ballina Lighthouse Beach on New South Wales north coast, the notorious stretch of beach, which has seen a number of shark attacks in recent times. In April 2008, a 16-year-old was killed by a bull shark while bodyboarding at the Lighthouse Beach. In February 2015, Japanese surfer was killed by a great white shark. Holy fuck. These surfers are ballsy as. I've never seen anything like it. Nowhere close. Surf life saving duty officer, rah-da-da. Usually you get one shark sighting. 50 or 60 is just unheard of. But despite sounding the alarm for a second time yesterday, at around midday, Mr. Whatever his name is said a large number of surfers refused to leave the waters, choosing instead to keep surfing the exceptional conditions. What a bunch of filthy bogans. Just saying, fuck you. You can't stop us. This PC culture is never going to stop the bogan. There's it, you know what I mean? I reckon there's like deep down inside everyone, there's a bogan waiting to get out. And that's even if you fucking doesn't, that's all religions and races. Deep down inside you all, there's a bogan waiting to come out. You know what I mean? Local Ballina Shire Council Mayor David whatever. Oh, here we go. The New South Wales Department of Primary Industries and Police have been united in their decision to close the beach. So people will voluntarily be like, get fucked, we're going to surf the beach anyway. We don't give a fuck. They probably have like Screwdriver in their wetsuit and they'll just be like, bang, 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 just shiv the shit out of these sharks. They probably got that shit sorted out. They know what's going on. But you can now they're like, well, people won't listen to us, the authoritarian fucking left-wing nutcases. Again, betcha. They won't listen to us, so now we're shutting the whole beach down. The beach with exceptional fucking surfing conditions. We're shutting it down because they won't listen to us. That's what's happening now with the PC culture, shutting down people's Facebook and all Facebook accounts and all that. When the helicopter came over, there were 60 bull sharks near the mouth of the river. The siren sounded, but the surfers didn't leave the waters. The mayor said the Department of Primary Industry helicopter was quite concerned with the size and the number of them, around 60 young bull sharks between 1.5 meters and 2 meters. Ultimately, 2 inflatable rescue boats and a third vessel were launched to create a protective barrier between the surfers and the feeding sharks. I bet you the lifesavers were loving it, but I don't think, the lifesavers might are like, yeah, it's a bit crazy that they did that, but fuck, it's their own risk if they get eaten. Oh well, it's their own fault. And then I doubt they even cared. And they were saying like the mayor and the police, well, they care so much. While this method isn't always effective, Mr. Whatever his name said, thankfully this time it kept enough distance between the sharks and the surfers. After a recent spike in shark attacks in 2018, there was reunited debate about how to best tackle the risks posed. In a report published yesterday in a local paper, the Northern Star, Mr. Whatever his name, initially called the surfers selfish for the decision to stay in the water, but later softened his views. What a fucking pathetic loser. The conclusion hit me that this is a surfing town and I'm the mayor of it and I don't want to piss people off. I have to virtue signal my way back in the fold. Just if you want to say something, say it and stick to your guns, but there's no need to get all authoritarian. Just call them fucking idiots. You're a bunch of fucking idiots, and that be it. But we're not going to close down the beach. If you get fucking eaten, it's your own fault, and you stupid idiots. Don't say I didn't warn you. That would have been sufficient. You know what I mean? I know how important it is. Some of the people just want to surf, he said. That's a big fucking shift. The mayor has commended ongoing upgrades to the technology they now use to monitor the waters as being some of the most comprehensive in the world. There is nothing more that can be done, the mayor said. Smart drums lines are out there and we have the best surveillance in the world. I bet you do, mate. He said the council was considering ways it could continue shark surveillance past the official end of surf season. Holy moly, mate. They're going all out. They're even now surveilling the surfers. There's no end to the reach, the PC madness. Back in the day, the guy would get eaten by the shark and they'd be like, have you seen Frank? I swear I haven't seen him for a week or two. Oh, well, she'll be right. I'm sure he's somewhere having a surf. He's fucking shark bait in the real world. You know what I mean? DIY, get cheap Nikes. There, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I just wear I got like knockoff Vans. I was like, yep, that'll do. They're the best kind of shoes anyway. Vans style of shoe. That's me. What's cheap? My girl mum works for Nike and I get employee discount. That's always fucking nice. It's 11:20 here in Europe. Thanks for tuning in, eh? Tell your friends to fucking tune in. We are 23 watching and we are all over the world. That's fucking amazing, hey? Bogan sound pretty badass. Yeah, they fucking are. And they're trying to ruin the Bogan lifestyle, the Bogan culture. Just like they're trying to ruin, rednecks and there used to be like sweet working class English people. Like I listened to fucking, do you know Lewd Boys? I think that's called the genre of music, and it's like the working class skinheads, right? The soccer hooligans, they all lived in the poor areas, and then there was like an influx of African, Haitian, and Jamaicans moved into these poor areas, immigrants, right? But instead of like fighting each other, they ended up just like the African dudes, the fucking Jamaicans, they all just started like, being working class, joining the soccer leagues. They started making music together. So there's this awesome working class, like rock and reggae mixed music that I've been listening to lately. And it's fucking badass. It's like full working class, awesome pride punk rock reggae. And you know what? I'm sure that's under attack. I'm sure all the fucking, how do your rednecks go, in America? I'm sure you guys are just like, fuck off. We don't care what you think of us. That's the best way to be. You know what I mean? So the sea is dangerous. Wow. Never knew. Yeah, fucking walking down the streets, dangerous. And that's the PC idiots. They want to control everything. African people are totally different from American blacks. Yeah, I fucking totally think so. Hey, the biggest problem is like Australian Africans who come here, and then the adults, they're like 30-year-olds and older, and then the little kids, they're all good, but the teenagers, they get absorbed into like African American culture, and it's fucked. It's not good for them. You get some based Nigerians and like got some good African mates who are just like, they're not sucking into that shit. They're like more fucking awesome. I met some African dude at church one time, and he was like, "What do you think about this gender fluid shit being trying to be taught in school?" He's like, "This is bullshit." He's like, "We need to start with this." He's like, "We're gonna start a civil war, right? This is what we do." And I'm like, "Holy fuck, man, you're awesome." And that dude was working like 2 jobs and was fucking having a crack. He was loving the modern world. He was loving the Western world. And I grabbed his number, and I never actually caught up with the dude. I sent him a message heaps of times, invited him to my barbecues. And like when we were going fucking for walks in the afternoon, I was like hitting up a few mates. Let's go for a fucking walk around the lake. Meet you in the car park. I'd shoot that dude a message. I think I lost his number now. But anyway, guys, thanks for fucking watching. I don't know if I'll do a video tomorrow. Depends if I go to the pub or not. If I go to the pub, there'll be no fucking videos. But if I'm here, I'll do another live tomorrow night. But I'm definitely doing one, which is my Saturday morning. So usually like fucking 9 o'clock. Anyway, hopefully I'll put up a buddy. Let me know anyway if you like that I'm putting up like a half an. I think I'm putting up a thing half an hour. Dusty will go live in half an hour, whatever that is. I think it works. I don't know if I'm getting any more viewers than normal, but hopefully, surely it's going to keep growing. I did put a link into my PayPal. I'm always going to mention this because last week I got $60 worth of donations. But if you can want to fucking give me $1, shout me a beer, that'd be much appreciated. And hopefully we get the link for hopefully I get the link for this new merch website, and it should be fairly cheap. I'm gonna have to go in there and fix it so it's pretty cheap because it has like a markup. I was like, what the fuck? That's pretty expensive. But I can reduce the amount of profit I make on it because I want to make it affordable. And anyway, guys, fucking check out. I'm gonna work this weekend. I'm gonna work on the dustybogan.com. I've got a website built, and at the moment it's just links to my Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and MeWe and Telegram and my PayPal. But I've got to add my Teesprings merch link, and then I want to I got to make a Streamlabs. Got to make a Patreon. I got to fucking upload all my sweet interviews to my website, back them up in case YouTube or anyone tries to censor me. Do you know what I mean? Which will probably be the fucking case. But there's heaps of fucking sweet. There's all of that going on. Plus tomorrow afternoon I got a meeting with a dude who's created his own social media app called the Slate Board. He wants to give me like fucking 12% of it or something, help him advertise it. I've helped him fix the app and improve it. So like I've made I don't know, yeah, I'm going to have to start promoting that. I'm going to try get a few more people on board on the slateboard.com because it'll be a full freedom of speech. It's currently operating. It's similar to let's say it's similar to Instagram at the moment currently, but you can only post video. You can't post videos, just photos and memes and messages and all that. You can create pages and groups on it, and then soon they're launching the Slateboard TV. But anyway, it's kind of good. At least there's another Australian owned alternative social media that's freedom of speech. So I'll go for a meeting tomorrow with that guy and we'll see how it goes. So thanks everyone fucking tuning in. Thanks for watching. Cheers.